What is going on, family? I'm coughing already. I'm coughing in the mic. It's that kind of day already, I guess. It's a Monday for me. Not sure if it's Tuesday where you're at. Not sure if it's Monday where you're at, but I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful start to your week. I am off to a good start, I think, this week as well. I woke up earlier than my alarm this morning, so that's always a good sign. You know what I mean? Like when you wake up before your alarm goes off, that's always definitely a good sign, right? Like if you, when you woke up energetic too, like you were ready to tackle the day that way. Like it's always a good feeling. What is going on, Maul? How are you doing, my friend? I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I hope that you are having as good of a start to your week as I have had to mine. I have got a few people lined up today for the live stream. I got a few independent artists that I have added to the list. So we got a couple lined up for that today, but I'm definitely going to probably need a few more suggestions, I think, to add to the overall list. What is going on, Aaron? I see you there, sir. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great start to your week as well. I was just talking a little bit about how I woke up earlier than my alarm today. So, like, and I woke up and I was, like, rolling out of bed. Like, I went upstairs to, like, take a shower, like, after I had my coffee and stuff, and I heard my alarm going off, like, in the room, and I was like, oh, shit, I forgot to turn it off. I'm like, that's that good feeling, right? Where it's like, oh, yeah, I beat the clock today. I beat it today. So, it felt nice. I got, couple of people lined up already on the live stream for today. I have been busy already on working on some reactions that I will get released later on tonight. I'm going to probably try to see if I can download my live stream from last night because it wouldn't let me do it when I was trying to last night. So once I can get that downloaded, I will chop those up and get some of those reactions out as well. But I've already got a couple in the tuck lined up for the next couple of days. So, like I said, I am definitely feeling energetic and definitely feeling good again to, crank out some content, get some things going over here. I see a few more people are hopping in the chat. What's going on, Terry? How are you doing today? Ligia, are you our friend from Brazil? I believe, right? I think you are a friend from Brazil. I hope that you are doing well. I'm not sure what day it is in Brazil. I'm not sure what the time difference is, honestly. I'm probably over here talking about Brazil and stuff, and they're not even from there. It's probably what's happening today. Yes, the Discord's been alive and popping today. I actually created a video for the patrons last night that I did not post because I thought twice about it, and I don't know. I just... it's been kind of heavy on my mind, I think, since yesterday, where I've just been kind of thinking about the overall community and just talking about what we talked about a little bit on the live stream last night, honestly, about just the idea of community and all that kinds of stuff. And, I had a good conversation with some people on the Discord last night. We hopped in the voice chat and had a nice conversation for a little while last night, so that was a lot of fun. Plan on trying to do something like that definitely more often to get a chance to talk to some of you guys and just have some nice conversations about life and content we enjoy and music we enjoy and all that kinds of stuff. So that's always fun. Yes, Ligia is from Brazil. Yes, okay, awesome. That's fantastic. I'm glad I remembered that. What is going on, Paul? How are you doing today, sir? Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, community, Patreon, community, the idea of community, and what all those things mean. It's been one of those things that I've been thinking about. Like, I really don't necessarily love the idea of like having content necessarily like behind a paywall, if that makes sense. I understand why a lot of creators and a lot of especially artists do have those kinds of things. And I think it's important for those kinds of people to have that stuff. But in terms of like the stuff that I'm kind of wanting to create and I think share, like I said, I still got to talk to it about it with my patrons for sure and kind of pick their brain a little bit about how they feel about it because I definitely wouldn't want to do anything the wrong way that way. But I've been thinking about the idea of just kind of opening up that the content that I post on Patreon, even though it wouldn't make it onto YouTube, it would still be available for everybody on the Patreon family. whether you were a contributing supporter or not, just a free member or a contributing supporter, you would still have access to everything that I post on there. Does that make sense? But at the same time, I'm not sure if that's like a great idea or if I should just do like a portion of the stuff, or I think I might keep some of like the more personal stuff, like gotten a little personal on there. Just kind of more identity protection kind of deal stuff, maybe kind of behind a paywall that way. But in terms of just like kind of like this some of the series that I've been talking about and some of the videos, I thought it would be fun just to kind of create a Patreon exclusive thing, but it's not necessarily that you had to pay for it. Does that make sense? If you're a part of the family, you still get to enjoy it. It just wouldn't live on YouTube, if that makes any sense. So I'm still thinking about that idea. I still need to really pick the patrons' brain about that and what they would overall think about something like that, because I definitely want to make sure that I'm still giving them what I had originally offered and those kinds of things as well, and still kind of give some of those kind of different kind of tier system rewards, if you will, but to kind of like more limit that to be more specific things and more open up the overall just content to the rest of the group that way. Because I've seen people join the Patreon, but I'm not seeing a lot of like activity on it, if that makes sense. And I think this might be a way to kind of help open up the overall just community over there, if that makes any sense. I want it to be more of a place that people can kind of hang out the way that we kind of do on the Discord that way. And then also provide more like exclusive things for that family specifically, if that makes sense. So just thinking about that, I'm going to look back here in the chat and keep talking. Keep an eye on the chat for the exclamation points. Yes. So one of the things that I have not done a very good job of, Ashley actually sent me a message last night too. She was like, hey, I hopped in your live. And I was like, yeah, I think I totally missed you. I was in the middle of like a thought-provoking discussion, and I'm terrible about looking up at the chat when I'm like kind of getting the zone that way. And I'm like, I feel like I missed my opportunity to say hi. But she said that she might swing by again today. So if she does, I'm going to try to keep an eye out for those blue tick marks. Well, not blue. The blue chat and the exclamation points. Because you guys do warn me. You guys do let me know. I just got to keep it better in a better overall situation of trying to keep it within my sight so I can still see it. I don't have anything set up probably the way your perfect streamer might. So, Milo, what's going on, my friend? How's it going? Keep it up, man. Push the good music. Absolutely. That is always the intention, is to try to help and support these artists that are creating and distributing this great music. The reactions I was doing before I got on here today, I would say I'm 3 for 3 on shit that I just really love today. So 3 great songs from 3 totally different bands, but a lot of women who rock. So we got another like a little women who rock all day, every day drop tomorrow. So you guys will be excited to see that hopefully very soon. Steve, if I did not say hello to you already, I apologize, but I want to say hello to you again, my friend. Terry, I believe I said hi to you again. We gotta learn you to look at the chat a bit more. Yes, I do. You do gotta learn me, for sure. Scott, hey, what's going on, my friend from Michigan? Good to see you. Good to hear from you, man. Just everybody, all the love and support in the chat today. I just love to see that. We were talking about that last night, and just like how everybody like says hi to each other and everybody greets each other. It's just like a great little overall community. So I really appreciate it. In the middle of a reaction, you're good. Other reactors understand. Awesome. Cool. It takes time. You'll get the flow. Yes, I feel like I'm getting there. I feel like my live streams are getting a little bit better than they were. I really just got to do a better job of looking out for those exclamation points. For sure. For sure. Let me go ahead and move this down here so that way I can keep an eye on it. We're going to get into our first reaction of the night. Let me go ahead and go over the list real quick too for you guys, so that way you guys know what's coming, and that way you guys can help me figure out where we're going to go from here. My mods, if you guys can help me kind of keep track of where we should go and what you guys think would be good ideas to go next, I would appreciate it. I'm really going to try to help to let you guys help me. You guys are very helpful, but I feel like I don't utilize you guys as well as I probably could have. So let me pull up my list here. Oh, that's not it. That is not it. Oh, it's all the same thing. No wonder. I'm an idiot. Okay, cool. All right, so we got the Sixters is the first one we got up on the list. They just released a song a couple months ago. It's a song called "Everything I Owned." I believe that it is very much around their situation with having to go to or just being affected by the war in Ukraine and the conflict over there. So I feel like that one's going to be a fun and interesting one, and I love the Sixers, so I'm interested and ready to check that one out. I got another request for an artist I'm not familiar with Dirt Miller. The song is called Kansas City. I can't remember what the exact description I was given on this one was, but I want to say that it was a little different from what I have kind of typically reacted to thus far. So I'm excited to check that one out too. And then I got a request from my good man, and I can't. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank, but I could see it in the picture in my mind. But I'm so sorry, my friend, for forgetting your name, but you have been giving me this request for a couple of times now, so I wanted to check it out. This song called, it's a cover, excuse me. Dear Prudence by the Beatles is the cover, and it's by Morgan James and Haley Reinhart. Apparently, Haley Reinhart used to be a part of some jukebox music group thing that did covers. He wasn't sure if that they're still considered independent or not. And I think that I believe that Morgan James was. So he recommended this one specifically. So we're going to go ahead and check that one out from him as well, because I did not get to this one for him last week. So I wanted to try to get that one done for him on the list as well today. Dirt Miller is different in good ways. I think you'll like him a lot. Cool. Aaron found a gem with that one. Great ideas. Great. Cool. Please click like if you haven't already. Yes, appreciate that, guys. Thank you guys so much. Independent band Liliac could use your views. The original song "We Are the Children" is another good one. Thank you, Buck. I will let you know. And we'll see how tonight goes. I don't want to make any promises, but I will let you know one of those 3 songs I mentioned that I was going to release later on tonight, or probably very early tomorrow morning. One of them is Liliac. And it's a good one. I'll let you know a secret of which song it was. It was the Mars Live from Cumming, Georgia, was the video that I did. And as I mentioned earlier, and I'll say one more time, all 3 songs that I hit already so far today, I loved them. I was very excited for them. I feel like I kept the energy in on some of them. And, because I don't want to just scream and shout like every video, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I kept the energy a little composed, but there was a lot of excitement in it still yet to be there. So I'm very excited for you guys to see those ones. But yes, Liliac is on the list, and maybe we might check out another Liliac song today. This is kind of how I'm feeling. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Sixers and check this one out, because I feel like this one is going to be fun and an interesting song to talk about, because I feel like it's going to be deep. And you guys know how I like really anything that really kind of just provokes some thought, I think, overall. So let me get this pulled up correctly so you guys can see it. Please, somebody shoot up the exclamation points if you have any issues with the audio. I don't think we have that problem with the audio. I think we were all good yesterday, but if we do, please let me know. Miowa says Disney made punk rock revisions of classics. Add that to the list for the holidays. Honestly, man, I completely have. I'm being serious when I've said that I thought about going and doing a reaction for that whole album, because I have thoughts on all those songs and all the bands that did covers in that song. So I have an opinion about literally every single one of them. So I probably could talk for days about that new Disney Goes Pop or Punk, whatever they called it, album, because I've only listened to a couple of the songs, but I have seen the track list. All right, do I get the window capture on here correctly? Okay, I think I do. Make sure I put it up and blow it up. All right, cool. All right, and let me turn this on. Boom. All right, let me know explanation points, please. If anybody hops in the chat, I will stop everything I'm doing if I see exclamation points pop up like that. So please let me know, and let's go ahead and check out this song from the Sixers. This one is called Everything I Owned. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and read this so that way it computes in my brain as well. In 2014, Russia invaded Ukraine, changing the lives of many innocent children forever. These children were trapped in a nightmare that lasted a decade. They lost more than just their homes. They lost their childhood, their sense of security, their parents, and their lives. 2022 has brought a new wave of horror. The war has intensified, spreading its deadly grip over more people, more land, and more innocent lives. The laughter that filled Ukrainian playgrounds has been drowned out by the echo of rockets. Schools that should have been safe havens for learning and joy have become ruins. Every falling rocket steals from another child's future, leaving behind only memories and broken hearts. On July 8th, 2024, a terrorist missile struck the National Children's Specialized Hospital. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. A place of healing and hope turned into a scene of chaos and despair. The attack was not just on a building, but on the very essence of innocence. A cruel blow to those who have already suffered so much. The song is a tribute to the children who are living through this war and is dedicated to those who have lost their parents and those who live in constant fear of the next attack, and to the angels who were taken too soon. Oh my god. Okay. We're gonna jump right into it's real deep stuff, man. Just real deep stuff already. As somebody who has been there, not to Ukraine, but to the environment that more or less they're talking about, like a war-torn country. It's really kind of hard to put into words what's really happening there. And I feel like this little thing at the beginning here, this like the thing that they wrote, it paints the picture actually extremely well. The way that they described how, like, you know, where children should be laughing and playing and learning, it's not what's happening right now. And it's terrible. You think you can understand something until you see something with your own eyes. And you can feel something with, like, you know, by actually being there and really seeing it. And, you know, we point blame at people. We blame people for why it happens, and it's this person's fault, or if, you know, if this person was in charge, like these things would happen. And I think all that is just really just horse shit. The evil that, like, transpires in the world, like no one good man, no one good woman is going to stop that. And I think a lot of times when we think about war, we think about the people who are fighting in the war, like the actual soldiers and the actual people who are, you know, got the guns running down the streets and all that. And as much as it affects us, the ones who it affects like the worst are the ones who none of them were trained for it. Those kids, those civilians, those wives, those sisters, those brothers who are not involved, those aunts, those uncles, all those people who didn't sign up for this. They didn't ask for any of this. Like, they were just trying to live their lives. They were trying to go to school. They were trying to be happy kids. Trying to start a fucking rock band. You know what I mean? I can't imagine like what this band in general, the Sixers, have gone through. You know what I mean? they're incredibly brave and they're incredibly strong. Because like to see the things that they've seen, like, you know, I have a friend, I had a few friends actually, but one really close friend of mine from Bosnia, Croatia area that, like, you know, lived through that in the 90s, you know what I mean, before he came to America. And as much as he tries to act like he's not fucked up from it, he is. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it hardens you, man. It makes you look at life differently. It makes you like have less empathy on people because you can't feel attached to people. Like you have trouble doing those things. And like even myself, like I had that happen to me, like for so much of my life where I feel like I couldn't really ever trust anybody. You know what I mean? I couldn't really give like my full self to anybody. I couldn't risk that factor. You know what I mean? No one could know enough about me, or they couldn't even. I didn't want to know too much about them because I didn't want to get too attached. And I just feel so much for these just innocent people, like, you know, these kids. Like I said, the Sixers, man, they're all still kids. They've been kids for forever. You know, they've been talking about how this is going on since 2014. Do you believe the United States of America's news when they tell you that it all happened at X date because X president did X, Y, Z? Why don't you ask the people who were there when it really happened? When it really started? That's not the narrative you hear today. That's not what you hear. First thing they said was in 2014 this started. They were there for it. They're talking about it. Their lives have been different for the last, was almost 10 fucking years. Over 10 fucking years. This has been going on. It's just only gotten worse in the last couple years. It didn't start a couple years ago. It's just gotten worse and more attention recently. We haven't even touched this song yet. We haven't even gotten to it yet. I just, like I said, I feel for this band. I feel for the Ukrainian people. I feel for the Russian people. Like, you know, they're not all of them are bad either. You know what I mean? Like, there's not every single Russian's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? That's another brainwashed thing that we've been told to believe our whole lives, that, you know, if you're just from X country, you're terrible. And that's not the case either. You know, if that was the case, nobody would like America. Because the way that everybody thinks about us, nobody would like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think at the end of the day, humanity is what's going to save us. You know what I mean? Greed is always going to tear us apart, and wars are only for those purposes. It's because somebody wants something that they don't have, and they're going to find a way to get it. And that's really what it boils down to. It's never really for like the altruistic, you know, righteous reasons, no matter how you spin it. All right. Let me check this chat, make sure nobody's popped in here. You know, Frieza Fall hops up in the middle of me talking about war. Like, that'd be fucking awesome. Oh, man. All right, what do I got? What do I got in this chat here? Are your Discord notifications off today? Maybe. I changed the times. I don't think I turned off the Discord one. I think I just changed the times where they should be longer now. So, lots of agreement in chat, Johnny. Why can't folks just talk things out rather than destroying? Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? It's violence is never the option, man. You know, I was that guy. I was that guy once upon a time, man. I was ingrained in bred to bleed a tough man. You know what I mean? That was not necessarily my father's upbringing, but the upbringing of the environment I was around was, you know, that you can't be soft. You have to be tough. You have to like get money, fuck bitches, essentially. You know what I mean? Like that was just the overall mentality is fuck everybody else and get your shit. And I'm like, I was raised to be that. The military only encourages that behavior. You know what I mean? And then they send you out there and tell you that you're, you know, protecting freedom and all that. And then you come back and everybody tells you, like, you know, like I said, I've said this story a few times that, you know, you leave with a parade and you come back with them throwing eggs at you and calling you a baby murderer. I'm like, you know, what happened to the parade that I left with? I thought I was serving my country, but I guess that changed somewhere in the last year, but whatever. People are terrible, and not all soldiers are bad people. Just like anything, you know, there's always bad apples in every group, and the few they'll try to use the example of a few to ruin the many. Insert any example possible, and that's what's happening. Elsie, I don't think I've said hi to you. How are you doing today, my friend? There are plenty of regular people who aren't the stereotype. Yep, absolutely. And that's where we just got to try to help where we can. You know what I mean? It doesn't change. Like I said, no one person is ever going to change anything. You know what I mean? If we could, then Ren would have changed the world by now. But it's bigger than one person. It's more of a movement and an ideology, I think, just more than anything, where just try to move with love and respect instead of hate and anger. I think it's just kind of as simple as that. Sorry to throw one that triggered your memories right off the bat. No worries at all, man. Like, I knew we were going to get into this with the Sixers. I just didn't know when we were going to trip over it. You know what I mean? And I think today's the great day to talk about it. You know, I didn't start balling up and start just losing my mind. You know what I mean? So no need to apologize at all. If it was that heavy, I would have moved on from it. You know what I mean? I'm glad you brought this one. I'm glad you suggested this one. I know there's a few recent ones I've been trying to kind of look for, but I don't think they have them available on their YouTube yet. So haven't been able to do some reactions, so I'm trying to hold off on even listening to it until I can hear it, so that way it is for the first time. It's shit how we treat our military in the West. Yeah, we could do so much better, man. We could, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a vet. I know a lot of you guys are vets out here too. You guys feel me on that. Where I think the general population all agrees on that, but yet for some reason our government doesn't make any moves on it. I wonder why that is. I just wonder why that is, guys. Why does the entire country agree on something and nothing happens? You know what I mean? It's not a hot. You're too busy arguing about the smoke screens they want you to argue about. That's, I think, really at the end of the day, what it boils down to is they're too busy throwing out these stupid stories that are going to get people excited about something instead of actually talking about real problems. But let's get into it. Let's check the song out. We talked enough about war. Let's hear them sing about it, and maybe they're going to make me cry.
Feel the pain. It's all about my hands, for what we've come and what here left. And I'm hurt, my hands are bleeding, the pain won't stop, 'cause my body is ruined. Just yesterday we sang alone. Just yesterday the death was not familiar spot. And yesterday I had the whole world, and then I lost everything I owned. I'm just a little child, all I want is to live my life. I'm just a little child, all I want is to live my life alone. Will I say clear sky?
Oh my god, this is exactly as moving as I thought it was going to be. The Sixers never really let me down when it comes to just the way that they capture their music and the way that they do that through the visuals with the music videos. They always find a way to make the simplest concepts like still just draw you into what's happening. Like, we just got done talking and reading about, like, you know, basically like about being the child and being stripped away from your youth and, like, you know, just having all that innocence just kind of like just like shoved in your face of showing you how fucked up the world is, like, so fast. You know what I mean? Like, we talked a lot about this before on different live streams where the idea of like our parents letting us just roam the neighborhood and coming on when the lights came on, that was like something that we all pretty much lived through. If you lived from X year backwards, that's what we all kind of experienced. Now, there's no fucking way that anybody would ever do that. So we're so busy trying to protect our kids from the cruelty of the world for as long as possible that, like, think about, like, you know, my son just turned 13 the other day, you know, a few weeks ago. And that kid is so sheltered and innocent right now. He has no idea how fucking fucked up the world is. Does that make sense? But that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't need to know how bad it is right now. But what about the kids in Ukraine? Those 6-year-olds, those 2-year-olds, those 5-year-olds, those 8-year-olds, those 9-year-olds, those 13-year-olds, they're all, none of them deserve this shit. But they have the reality check of that. The reality check of, like, it doesn't matter what mom and dad want for me. These people have come in and stolen my life away. Like, their whole lives are changed now. They're never going to be the same. They're all going to be fucked up from this. Like, you know, like, all I wanted was I was supposed to be a child. I was supposed to be a child, and now that's gone. All these kids have had to, like, grow up uber fast because we've had to instantaneously make them adults because they have to face the realities of the world of how fucked up it is and how shit like this happens. And sometimes people get affected by this. And the whole world's watching. We all know about it, but it's not affecting us today. And it's not affecting you on your way to your job. And it's not affecting you on your way to your grocery store. And it's not affecting you on your way to go vote, you know, tomorrow, or if you already did, whatever. All those different things, because that's what we have, the blessing in America, or the blessing of the idea of safety. That there's so many more things at stake in the world as to that bigger than just whether or not trans people are pissed off that you called them a sir. You know what I mean? That's the dumbest fucking thing in the world, that everybody has an opinion about trans people when 90% of them have never met one, don't even know one, probably haven't even seen one in their own hometown. But yet, everybody in America has an opinion about that. But, you know, shit's going on in other countries that's majorly affecting the global economy and other things like this, where millions and millions and millions of people are being affected by this. Not just 15,000 people that they make out to seem like it's 15 million. Now I'm getting all over the place. Now I'm getting over political. I gotta stop, yo. I gotta stop. I'm over here talking about trans stuff, and I am a supporter of peace and love, man. Peace and love. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. I think that your life is your life, and as long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's your business. That's it. It's your life. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's bigger. There's so many more problems in the world today than the things that we argue about with our friends and our colleagues and all that kinds of shit. A million people ask me the dumbest questions when there's so many things that are going on in the entire world, even, like, you know, just that we're involved in. Not really, but indirectly. I'm sorry for getting a little wound up, guys. War tends to do that to me. You know what I mean? A lot of times people ask me, like, you know, what my political affiliation is and stuff like that. And like I said, I worked in a job where I knew that we lied to the public. How am I supposed to believe anybody when I know for a fact that we lied? But it's necessary. Some things are necessary, and people are never going to understand that. And I feel like we're so busy just trying to find what we don't agree on and the differences that we have with each other. But I don't like that. I don't like what you said there. I don't like your opinion on that. I don't agree with that. We're too busy trying to find what makes us different to realize that we have so many more things in common. You know what I mean? We all have a lot of the same struggles, same family struggles, same relationship struggles, same job struggles, same housing struggles, same, not enough money to pay your bills, not enough money to buy groceries. Like, we all have like a lot of the same problems. But because we look a little differently, your problems are less important than mine are. I think all of our problems are important. We're all people, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you want to equate it to the Bible and all that, it says man over beast, yo. We are the man. We are human. We are what's most important on this planet. Now, you should save the animals, though. Don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean that I also am against hunting and all that. Like, don't twist my words on that either. You should do all that stuff. I'm all for all that kinds of stuff. But, humans are the most important people on the planet, but we don't treat each other like we are. We are in a constant state of tearing each other down. Because I don't like that you said that. I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? We're also divided now. Because like I said, we're getting ready to go into an election that's happening, like, basically, like, as we kind of speak in America. And we are so divided, and we look at people and judge them based on who we think they are voting for. Not who we know, who we think they're voting for. It's funny that every time I go to vote, the same people ignore me and the same people greet me, not having a clue of who the fuck I am. But they assume every time. And I hate that. I hate assumptions. I've said that a million times on here, that I don't like to assume things about people. That stereotypes are there for a reason, but it doesn't mean they're concrete. And it doesn't mean that they're okay. Does that make sense? At the same time either. Some things are common. That's what makes them stereotypes. But it's not all stereotypes are bad, if that makes sense. I think I said that correctly. I think there's a different word other than stereotypes that I can't think of right now, that it's like the bad one. But I can't remember. Oh, we got a celebrity in the house. We got Bell Development. I see the exclamation points. What's going on, Jesse? Thanks for stopping and getting me off of American politics. I was going all over the place, man. This song, we're talking about war here. We're talking about war in Ukraine. This song's got me a little all over the place. So I appreciate you for breaking me up. I hope I didn't lose any fans here tonight. I hope you guys all still rock with me. I hope you all still love me after a while, everything I just said. Do the Russians love their children too? Sting. Yeah, that's my point exactly. Do those people not care about their children and want the best for their children? Just because they were raised in a different environment and have different social standards and just ways of looking at the world. Like I said, every country is different and every group of people is different. And it doesn't mean they're wrong because it's different than yours. Get wound up if you need to, Johnny. Oh, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for just letting me be me. It's always nice to just be accepted for, who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about here on this channel. Pixie reminded me last night that I need to start saying that more. That that the Johnny Foxtrot Show is here to represent representation. In general, equality for everybody. Like I said, the humans are the greatest species on this planet. Turtles, tigers, cats, bats, bears, all that shit. Really fucking badass though. But humans are the best, and we got to treat each other better than we treat everybody else. You know what I mean? But definitely save those turtles. Stop throwing your straws in the oceans, guys. Stop doing that, people. That's been completely debunked, by the way, so it's just a joke. So I do know that's been completely debunked. It was completely, not really like that. Terry, I see you again. Hey, Terry. Basically, Jesse just saying hi to everybody. Johnny, we are here for the real you. I appreciate that, Elsie. Like I said, you guys are so supportive, and I appreciate that. So I feel like I got it off my chest. I feel like I said what I needed to say, and I don't feel like I need to really add too much more to it. But man, like when I go to post this one later, guys, like this is gonna be like the 45-minute reaction to this Sixter song. But yeah, it's good. Like I said, I forget what was her name. What was her name? Heather. Heather last night, she picked the song that necessarily wasn't really like my overall like sonically sounding my bag of tea, but she got me to talk about something for like 15 minutes. So I would consider that a win. If you got me to talk for like 15 minutes about something, that's a pretty good reaction, I think.
Like water circles, people disappear. Will I survive eternal fear? I know that even face to face, I won't let take them my perfect race. I'm just a little child. All I want is to live my life. I'm just a little child. All I want is to live my life alone. Well, I say clear sky.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
We all die alone. We all die alone.
Oh, don't talk to me like this now, girl.
We all die alone.
Okay, let's pause. Let's shout out Monster Energy for the tear break. We're not gonna crack the tears today, guys. It's not gonna happen. No matter how much we try, it's not gonna happen today. Shout out to Monster. They don't pay me to say this. I'm not a greedy man. Just a case a month, please. Fueled by Monster. Love your product. I'm not ready for her to go like this emo on me. For like this, like talking about how like your youth is just stolen from you. She got the eye makeup rolling down. She's got the bunny. And I think I mentioned this before that that was my thing. I didn't have like the little teddy. I had the little bunny. I got the teddy later. I still had the bunny. It's not as big as that one though. That one's all fluffy and stuff, but the fact that she's holding the bunny, the eye makeup is like dripping. She looks like her whole world just came crashing down and she's been living on the streets now. She looks exactly like what she's supposed to look like in this video. And now she's getting into that emo bag, talking about how we come into this world alone and we die alone. This one definitely makes you think, man. It definitely makes you think.
We all die alone. We all die alone. We all die I'm just a little child. All I want is to live my life. I'm just a little child. All I want is to live my life alone. Will I see clear sky?
Oh boy, that I feel like this is like the song that when you guys talk about the warning, and they talk about breathe and when I'm alone, about how they still play that song a lot. This would be the song that I would imagine that they're not going to play at every show. It just doesn't have that kind of vibe to be the one to play at the live show. This is, I feel like you break that one out when the time is right and you make it a moment, because that one was definitely, I feel like, just like the overall, for what I know of this band and for what I have heard of them, this song I feel like encapsulates the idea of like everything that they've been through, and like what their band's journey has kind of been through, like the fact that they have been so in and out of like members since the start, and that a lot of that has to do with like, you know, families moving to new countries and moving separate locations where they're just not able to be on this journey together anymore. And the fact that, again, the fact that they're still minors and they're still basically under the care of their families that way, in a lot of time, in most cases, the fact that, to me, initially, I think about like the idea of like the band is the future, right? It's like, you know, it's more important to keep the kid with the band. But at the same time, as that parent, I can understand where today that doesn't make any money. And today we need to take care of our family and we need to go create a new life for ourselves. So like I said, the fact that they're minors adds that element to that. So that they're not only are they losing what they started with, but they're still like going through the process of like still being torn apart from that. The war is still having those ultimate effects on just their overall band. Like the fact that they really don't have the chance to kind of start making some progression because they haven't really had like a solid unit for a while. You know what I mean? Their solid unit has only been for so long. So it's, like I said, I feel for this band. I don't care if people unsubscribe from me from doing reactions to the Sixers. I like this band. It probably has a lot to do with the fact that, like, I don't know. I guess it maybe just my history with my time in the military and just like what they've been through, and just kind of having the understanding of kind of somewhat what these kids have gone through. I think just makes me feel for them that much more. But yes, thank you, Aaron, for getting me on a good little 30-minute reaction here with the Sixers. You know, I gotta start doing them. I gotta just start recording them all from the live streams. I give like 45-minute reactions on, on live streams. Man, people get their money's worth for sure. If anybody wants to ever do like a tip one, like, you know, in the future down the line and all that kinds of stuff, like you get your money's worth on on a Johnny Foxtrot live stream reaction. That's for damn sure. People fight just to fight. Thing to do is to do your thing and harm no one else, and we can agree to disagree. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. You know, people tell me I'm wrong all the time. I think it's going to be one of my merch items too, because we were talking about that a little bit last night about how we should make the Johnny You're Wrong shirt. Because people just love to tell me you're wrong, Johnny. You're wrong. I think you're wrong about this, bro. Mine had been restuffed to watch. I might have to do that one day, Elsie. The bear, the bunny. Yeah, the bunny's all nice and clean. He's got enough stuffing on the inside, but the outside, all the fur is gone. Yo, I'll have to try to see if I can find it. I'll show you guys. I can't remember if I have it or if my mom has it. I know if I ask my mom, she's gonna be like, "I gave it to you 7 years ago in 3 months." Don't you remember? That's probably what's gonna happen. No Teddy needed. I have an excellent cat and a cuddling dog. Yep, I got 2 cats. One's like a dog, and one is just you know, she's entertaining. You know, my cats are great. I love my cats. I love your women empowerment vibes, Johnny. Thank you so much, Elsie. You know, I've been catching some heat from some of these women out there who say that guys shouldn't talk about women in general. So I do appreciate the ladies that do appreciate me adding my 2 cents to the conversation, because I do try to do my best to be supportive and not pin women against each other and all the things they claim that I do. You know what I mean? Don't you dare pin successful women against each other, Johnny. I would never dare and dream to do that. If anything, I would hope that they would collab together. Speaking of women, I will not announce the band, but I will announce that I have my second interview lined up, and I will say that it is with another woman who rocks. So yes, female empowerment vibes all the way around over here on the Johnny Foxtrot. So So I have that one lined up to happen the same time, or the same week, excuse me, that I'm doing the Freeze the Fall sit down. So I'm very excited about that. And I got a few other artists that I am going to be reaching out to hopefully be able to get a chance to talk with them as well. So I am very excited to start doing some interviews and start talking to these artists. And like I said, they might think that I'm one of those guys that's not out here really supporting these women, but they will find out very soon and they will see that I will continue and continue and continue because I am all about this stuff. Like we were talking about last night, I am all about equality and trying to support the people who need the help the most. That's why I want to support the independents. That's why I want to support the women artists, and it's why I want to support all the people who just don't look like me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and of course, like some of them, the guy look like me too. But you know, the ones who need the help the most. And that's why we talked a little bit about that last night with The Warning. The Warning has a major fan base, and I just feel like I'm a very, very small fish in that pond. So I'm happy to be a part of it, but I get a lot more excitement and out of supporting the artists that need that much more help. So I will continue to do that, and I'm very excited to interview some more people, and I'm going to have some guys on there too. I got one particular band that I think a few people will be interested in checking out if they give me the time of day. We shall see. We're going to see what we can make happen. I thought about interviewing people like Jesse over at Bell Development just for some practice because I feel like he'd be an interesting interview, like interviewing him. You know what I mean? You know, because I think that he's great at what he does, and yeah, I'm just interested in hearing a little bit more about his story. But I think that would be fun. But you know, maybe one day me and Jess would just sit down and just have some bro chat. You know what I'm saying? Some bro chat. Let's see what else is going on here. Women are the future. Yep. See, Jesse's on board too, man. He knows. He's getting ready to get married, I think, too. Like, you know, so he knows what's up. You gotta lock yourself down someone good, man, for sure. I appreciate that, Johnny. Always open. Oh yeah. So yeah, Jesse's the nicest guy in the world. I think he'd do anything for anybody who asked him for a favor, you know, and that kind of shows the kind of character and man that he is. So I wish all the best for him and all of the ventures that he is working on and working towards in what he's got going on. I think he's going to be a very recognizable name, I think, in the future. I think you know, I believe in the idea of you know, trying to speak some things to fruition, you know, putting the energy out there in the world. And I think I would really like the idea of Jesse, you know, producing in a Freeze the Fall record or something, like him being like the one that sat down with them to create a project. I think that would be really cool. I don't know. I forget what the guy's name is. Jordan, I think his name is. And nothing against him. And I think that he's probably also another great person. But I would also love the chance for some other great engineers and producers to sit down with Freeze the Fall. Just maybe even at least for a track. You know what I'm saying? Spread the love a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that would be really cool. But I just want to throw that out there in the universe. Maybe because maybe it might happen one day. You know what I mean? You never know. I don't even know if Jesse's interested in something like that. But he might be. You know? That'd be cool. Bell Development says my email signature is let me know how I can help. We're all in this together. Oh, that's great, man. That's very similar to kind of what I had on my email signature. Now I don't have nothing. Now I just say Johnny, like a loser. You know, I'm always afraid. I'm like, do I go professional or is that like too lame? You know what I mean? Do I need to be more rock and roll, like a more laid back, being like, yo, dog, like, you know, it was nice chatting with you, you know, the other day. You know, like I don't really know what the correct protocol is because some bands managers are complete douchebags. And nothing against those bands, but their managers are douchebags. Because I'm still gonna go see that band, despite what their manager was saying and accusing me of. I'm still gonna go see them, and I'm still gonna create a video for that band. Because they're just trying to protect their artists, and that's cool. That's cool. I can't be mad at that. All right, let's get into the next song because I've only gotten one in so far, and we've already been on here for almost a year. So, a year, excuse me, an hour. All right, let's check out what's the next one I had up. Let's try out this little Dirt Miller song. I have a feeling this one's probably not as heavy and or as probably thought-provoking as the last one was. The last one brought a lot out of me, baby. It brought a lot out. All right, let's go ahead and check out this song called Dirt. So Kansas City by Dirt Miller. I'm not familiar with this artist, so this is going to be a brand new one for me. Let's go ahead and see what they have to offer. God, okay, bro. Oh my God. See, Aaron. This guy, I tell you, man, I feel like he just knows what's gonna get me going and what's gonna get me talking. I swear to God, man. I swear to God. Last week he thought he was so slick. He's like, hey Johnny, you should check out this song. I think you might dig it. And I did. And then he's like, hey Johnny, just so you know, that was a country artist. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. There's no way. And he was like, yes, for real. She's a country artist. And I was like, okay, if that's country, I fuck with that. Whatever this is, this sounds kind of like country too. But I wouldn't consider this country music either. But this is different. It's different than what I'd be mentioning and referencing in my mind. Because this is my jam right here. This is like driving across this Kansas. If you've ever Kansas City, see, I'm telling you. If you've ever driven across the state of Kansas, it is the worst 6 hours of your life. I think it actually takes about 5 to get from like one side to the other, if I remember correctly. It is boring as hell. There's nothing out there. Anybody that lives out there in the middle of fucking nowhere, I don't know how they survive. Because you're going to drive like 7 hours to get to a gas station. I don't know how they get to the gas station. I don't know how they get food. How do they feed the livestock that's out there? It blows my mind. I live in the middle of like country farmland and all kinds of shit, but it's all close, right? Like it all makes sense. It's like it's obtainable. It's able to get there, whatever, right? You know, transportation and whatnot. But Kansas, oh my God! And you talk about like thinking about your life, thinking about your just like reflection. You want to think about like listening to a song like this with the windows down and that sun just beating through like the front part of your windshield. That's what this music is, yo. This is the kind of I'm not gonna say that. Not gonna say that. That's a little too right there. All right. I'm double checking the chat. I don't see any exclamation points. I think we're good. We are looking this up right now, and we are gonna add it to the playlist. God damn you, Aaron. I can't stand you, bro. I can't stand how you get me like this. I can't stand it, bro. I feel like you know me better than me, bro. I feel like you know me better than I know myself. Oh my God, this is so fucking fire, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, there's more. There's more than that. No, we need more. It's got to be a more than 6 playlists. See, I got to start creating some new ones. Yep, those are old. Yep, all right, 6 playlists right there. This is, dude. I'm telling you, man. But my best friend, like the numero uno one, right? I got a few of them. That I'm really, really tight with, really, really close. I consider them all to be best friends. But there's one individual that, like, you know, since the age of 12, like, we've been pretty solid. And he gets a little jealous, and I'm saying all this now because it's gonna upset him. I'm saying all this now because I'm going to call him out. I'm going to call him out about his little jealousy factor about my other friends that I have out there in the world. Where this particular friend is the one that when he sends me a song that sounds like this, it's because he knows that, like, oh, he's gonna fuck with this one. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when that opening guitar riff started, I was like, okay, here we go with another like country-esque song, right? And I was like, nah, this ain't country. This is like that real, like, I don't even know what to describe it as. I feel like this is like modern day Johnny Cash. Does that make sense? Like, it's not. He doesn't sound anything like Johnny Cash, but like what Johnny Cash makes me feel is what like this guy makes me feel. Does that make sense? I know it's probably the weirdest comparison because they're like nothing alike, you know. And I don't want anybody to get that all kinds of twisted up or anything. But yo, like this shit is crazy. And then like he switched it up, man. This is my type of shit right here. This is my type of shit right here. On Aaron, you get A plus plus again. A plus plus for you, bro. A plus plus for you. Oh, I think that yeah, I'm like other than the dreads. Other than the dreads, because like I said, I feel like there's very few people out there that can pull off the dreads, and I feel like Homeboy gets away with it. He does. Other than the dreads, I can get down with like his whole aesthetic. I feel like I dig his style. The bands, like the bandana, like pants with the jacket sweater thing that he was wearing was super hard, man. I would totally rock that shit. Sunglasses, fire. The beard swag, fire. Like I said, his overall aesthetic is fire. Like it works for him for sure. It does. I don't think I could get away with dreadlocks. But I feel like I could get away with that look a little bit without the dreads. Without the dreads, I probably could get away with that look. Where are we at here in this chat? I feel like I'm missing a few things here. I want Ben Death to make a Freeze the Fall record. I'm not sure who that is. But I would imagine that Ben Death is probably good. I would imagine they're probably excellent. Oh man, Ben Death and Freeze the Fall would be incredible. Yeah, see, I don't know who this Ben Death is. Apparently they're awesome. Hey Johnny, another indie artist maybe you should be interested in. Jules is Dead. Ooh, I like the name of that kind of artist. That sounds like a cool little name. Hashtag Johnny's wrong. Vivian, Dismantia, Marinzia, and Moss. The Haunt, Never Obey Again, Vigil of War. That's a lot of bands that I've actually never heard of. I've heard of a few of them. Like The Haunt, I think I've heard of them. Marissa and the Moths, that sounds very... Like I would have noticed that one. Jordan did some awesome VHS along with... Yeah, it was not a shot at anybody who's been working on Freeze the Fall records right now. Please, I want to make sure that I make that very, very clear. That was not a shot at all. That was just more like trying to show my man some love of like, you know, it'd be really cool if he got a chance to do that maybe potentially in the future. That's all I was trying to say. No disrespect to nobody. None. No disrespect to nobody for sure. Except for to Aaron Brown. Some disrespect his direction. I hate how much he knows me. he finds the way he's finding this stuff, man. It's almost like he's been spying on like my playlist or something. Like it's like he just knows. It's like he just knows how, like where to go. All right, Jesse's out. Appreciate you, man. Hope he has a good night. Hope you have a good night. Just wait, Johnny goes different. That it already is. Oh yeah, that thing went in a whole different way, bro. That thing went sideways. I-80 through Nebraska feels like an eternity. Probably a very similar drive. There's a lot of those states. There's a reason why they call them flyover states, because there's not a lot to look at. And Kansas is flat and boring as fuck. And it's all the same the whole way. Like the whole way. It'll look nothing until you hit Kansas City. You know what I mean? Until you hit like that border, that's when it starts changing. It's nuts how it's like the same until like that last like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden life's there. Then that's where all the life's at. I-95 to get out of South Florida was the worst, flat and boring. Yeah, that's a long one too. And Florida is a long one. I've driven through so many damn states, bro. Kansas is just one that sticks out the most to me, and I'll never forget that like 5.5 hours we spent there. I was like, man, there's really nothing going on here, dude. Nothing going here. Johnny David Brenneth is a legendary producer, engineer, and he's the one who produced Air for the Warning. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, his work is definitely good then, because that Air album is really good. Everything that I've heard, what I've done with the Air album is like if I heard the song, like I reacted to the live version, I added the recorded version to like my playlist, so that way I would be able to listen to it. I've been listening like in pieces It's been kind of interesting doing that. Snort, I'll take that disrespect and say thanks. Yes, full on disrespect, my friend. Full on disrespect. I hate how much you can pick these great songs to get me to talk about. They call it the Great Plains for a reason. Yes, that is for sure, man. All right, let's get into this next song, this Dear Prudence Beatles cover, and then I think Pixie, I think you gave me a Ren request, and I think we could probably do a Ren request today. Let's go over here. Yeah, because I've got a few people who have mentioned this Haley Reinhart thing, but I have not really seen anything from her or know anything from her. So let's go ahead and check out this Beatles cover.
Won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, we'll greet the brand new day. The sun is up, the sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence.
Okay. Sorry. But first thing on my brain, I hate the way that they filmed this sit down, to be honest with you. The homegirl with her feet sticking up is like bothering the hell out of me. I feel like it's a distraction from the video to me. But overall, they sound so good. Like the gentleman, I think his name's Joe. And Joe, if that's not your name, my friend, I'm so sorry. I can picture your face in my mind, but I don't want to say your name's Joe. When you mentioned about how this was like so much better than the original, that you weren't a fan of the original song, but this cover was one of your favorite covers, like of all time kind of thing. That's what really intrigued me, I think, in the first place, was the fact that you said it was like one of your favorite covers, like pretty much of all time. So I was like, okay, well, let's check it out. And when they first started, I was like, this feet thing's bothering me. And I'm like, they sound good. All right, whatever. But then like when they started duetting, I was like, oh my God. Did they just like take it to the next level? And I was like, this is beautiful. This is magnificent. This sounds like a whole new song. This sounds like, it doesn't even sound like the Beatles wrote it. Like, it sounds like they wrote it. And that's what a great cover does, is where, like, you know, you just forgot about the original artist for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, you forgot how the original one even sounded because this one gave you something different. And like I said, their harmony on the duet is something spectacular.
Open up your eyes. Oh, dear. See the sunny sky. Wind is low, the birds will sing that you are part of everything new. Won't you
That was actually I thought was really really well done. I was kind of checking the chat a little bit of what you guys were saying about it, and I would say that I probably didn't think I took away the same experience that you guys got. I think Maul was saying that it wasn't working in both ears for somebody. For me, the sound sounded fine. And somebody also mentioned about how they don't like the echo in the room. And honestly, I think that was one of the things I thought about mentioning. And I will say now that I'm like, that's one of the things that I liked the most about this was the fact that you get to hear the acoustic echo in this room, and the way that their voices kind of carry off of it. I can see how some would say that it takes away from it, but for me, I feel like it adds an energy that I do like, if that makes sense for this specifically. You know what I mean? If I was at a show and I got paid to see money and watch them perform this, I wouldn't have wanted to hear it this way. But from what it looks like, it sounds like, hanging around. Let's record a song together that we both know. We maybe tried a couple of times, and let's put it together. And for what that was, this sounds really, really good. Like I said, it doesn't seem like this was some big orchestrated shoot that way. It could have been, but for what this was, I actually really enjoyed this a lot. Actually, the original song, never really hated it. Never really had anything against it. I had my best friend actually asked me the other day, like, what the deal is with the Beatles? What's the deal with the Beatles? And then, or what my opinion was. I was like, for me with the Beatles, it's, you have to recognize that they were like groundbreakers. Like, they were the start of something. Whether or not you like or love the Beatles, they kind of were the start of something. And they're revolutionary for a reason that way. And I think that when you write a cajillion songs, you're going to have some good ones in there. Not everyone's going to be the greatest song ever written. I'm not a fool to say that, like, every song that Kurt Cobain wrote was like the best song ever, even though he didn't write, that many, especially compared to the Beatles. But I'm not one of those people that think that every song that an artist I love is the best one that ever happened. So, but I'm getting there on some of those artists. Like, I could feel like that way about Freeze the Fall. I'm definitely overprotective of them now. Definitely mad overprotective of them. I guess this is why people use sound studios. Yes, because the sound studio is going to give you a very, very clear and a very, very crisp picture. Very much like the Warning's recent cover of Alanis Morissette. Oh man, I got a lot of laughs out of that one too, because I could never win with the Warning Army. You love POW. They tell you that you don't talk about all you could do is talk about POW today. Oh man, it's almost like the never-ending like joke with the Warning Army now, where it's like, oh man, the people crack me up, man. They're too much sometimes. Love Alanis, yeah, she's fantastic, man. She's another one of those, another revolutionary. You gotta give respect to the OGs, man. There was a few before her, but she was one of those queens, one of those originators. You know what I mean? I feel like Alanis Morissette got an inspiration from people like Joan Jett and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's a handful of them out there. There's a couple more that I can't think of their name. I almost said Nikki Sixx, but that's definitely not. That's definitely the wrong one. POW is actually my favorite, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm always curious. That's why I asked the Warning Army once. I'm like, who do you guys think my favorite is? You know what I mean? I'm like, if anybody should be upset, it should be the LA supporters, because I don't barely ever talk about her, and so they finally had enough of my bullshit on this last video, and they were saying, Johnny, we're so sick of you not talking about LA now. You gotta give her credit. And I was like, I do. It's probably because I said that I didn't necessarily love her particular taste in music. She's the one who likes the pop music. She likes a lot of those pop artists. It's probably like all her homegirls, so like she's probably friends with those girls. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, why wouldn't you say that you liked them? Danny all day, all day. I see. I don't even know if I should even answer that question. Who my favorite is? Because I'm like, my wife thinks that she got it figured out. My best friend, he also thinks he's got it figured out. But they also know me very, very well, very, very well. So I think that I talk about Pal and Danny the most, for sure. But I think it's pretty equal, and it's to talk about the drummer as much as I do compared to like the singer front person, and for them to still say that I don't give her enough love. I'd be talking a lot. Oh, Pixie saying I don't need to answer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these people, I just don't even respond to them. It's just the chuckle that it gives me when when I see some of these comments, because we talked about it a little bit earlier. Like you guys, I appreciate you guys all so much because you guys are all just incredibly supportive and just pleasant on the internet. You know what I mean? Like there's very little like sideways comments. Every once in a while you get some, and at the same time I don't need people to just like kiss my ass, if that makes any sense. Like I'm not asking for you to just only be nice to me. Just like just be respectful to people is really all I'm asking for. So I'm not asking for you to be extra kind to me or anything like that. Just just don't be hateful towards anything really involved on the channel. Is the overall hope. Like even if you don't like the song, that's probably what gets me the most. It's like when you don't like the music, don't shit on it. You know what I mean? Like it's if your daughter was a painter or your son was like a sculptor or whatever, and he said, "Hey Dad, I made this for you," would you ever tell him that you didn't like it, or it was ever like that, not their taste? I guess that's the way I kind of look at this. Is like, why tell the artist or even throw it out there that you think it's shit? You know what I mean? That you think it's terrible. You know what I mean? Like it's unnecessary, if you will. Like we have enough negativity in the world. Let's try to spread some more positive messages. It would not be the warning without all three. Nope, absolutely. Pixie, I think you had a Ren song. So if you want to give me your Ren song, I will probably do that. And then I think I might actually, just kind of say my goodbyes and start doing my wind downs after one more reaction. I think I'll do one more reaction, and then we'll kind of go from there. Live Sangster, I'm in love. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I just want to give an overall shout out to Pixie. She is, I told her I was going to do this too, that she is what I would consider to be like the type of person that is like the heart and soul of the Renegade family. What she represents and who she is I think what a true renegade really is. So just wanted to give her a special shout out today, and just appreciate for her and her just her overall genuine spirit. I think that she brings some light and positivity into the world, and I feel like it's important to recognize people for that, especially when they might look a little different than you in the way that they do it, if that makes any sense. So I just want to really appreciate Pixie and who she is, and bringing that light and positivity to the world, because I think that's important, and I'm thankful that she does. What was I looking up? Oh yeah, I was looking up Ren Sangster something. Am I looking up the wrong song now? Am I? Yes. Thanks for the bruv, man, Pixie. I love that you use that, bruv. I gotta start saying it, bruv. Just like I gotta start increasing the Poe vernacular as well. Ren. Seven Sins. That's not it. Oh, what's playing? Something's playing. Did I go back too far? I feel like I'm skipping over your comment. Now I can't find it. Oh, Ren Violet's tail are chalk outlines. Oh boy. We did chalk outlines and we did Violet's tail. Those are both good. But yes, another great example is of the echoing. Yes, that's exactly what he was pointing out. Yes, that echo work in that is, like I said, I'm a fan of that when it's kind of on purpose. And that's where, like, you know, where they did it in part of the house where it would have those acoustics, so it would sound and carry that way. But like I said, if you're more of the purist and want that clean sound, like you really like that Alanis Morissette cover because of how clean it was, like, I could totally understand that perspective. Totally get that. Okay, it's Liv Sangster and Ren, I'm in love. Okay. Liv Sangster. Ren, I'm in love. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. And there's a live version. Okay, cool. Even better. Let's pull it up and let's get to our last reaction, I think, for today.
Taking back all my time again, I'm in love. Take me open my skin does surrender. My time,
This right here, I think, shows this. I've said it a million times, and the Renegades have said it a million times, that Ren is something special and different. And like even in this, it's making me laugh that he's standing up in like the middle of this recorded session to go twist and adjust something real quick to make it sound that much better for what he's looking for. When he is kind of like such a perfectionist about like the videos, where it's like every little thing is exactly kind of how he wants it, and if it's not that way, he's not gonna do it. So like seeing him do this on like the live is just like just showing that much more of probably like how much attention to detail that he puts in like everything that he does, for sure. The other thing I noticed in this was that to boldly go nowhere. I noticed that, Pixie. That's what you put. That's what we were talking about last night in the voice chat. I think that you put that we were talking about to boldly go nowhere. I think I do remember that. So. Yeah, I did catch that, so I love that that little throw-in. I figured it was probably something from somewhere, but little did I know it was going to be from, you know, it was also in this video.
take my man, I'm king. I'm alone.
yeah, like this is like another day of just another day of the week for Ren. You know what I mean? He's like not even taking this that seriously. It looks like, you know, that is not a dig. That is not a dig. I had to make sure I say this stuff because some people just take everything I say the wrong way. You're wrong, Johnny. You're wrong. He's not taking this nonchalantly, but it just looks, again, it's so natural to him where he's just playing with it. Like he's just playing with the vocals. Like I know it's gonna sound good. I know it's gonna sound good if I do this. I'm really blown away by Liv Sangster, by their voice and just like the way that I feel like she is playing kind of like a different rhythm for Ren's kind of verse, if you will. I knew this was going to be interesting when it took her like 2.5 minutes to get like through her part, and like Ren hadn't even like made a noise with his mouth yet. You know what I mean? Like hadn't even sang a note. And I was like, oh, he's about to probably go off on his own journey too. So this is another journey being taken today. I feel like that's all I've been doing all day is just taking some journeys with these songs. Like we've been on a rocket ship headed into Mars for a minute, and this is just another stop along the way.
Cage me free bird, I'm alive and sick, got my sanity pouring. I wanna show you how love me. I am teaching my glory. Stage me like I'm alive, and I'm gonna be free but Did I smile away? Make my sins right today. And I smile away. Make my sins out today. And I smile away. Light my sins in the flame. And I smile away. Light my sins away. We take it down. Whoa, whoa, my lord. I sit, I give it, I take it, I move it, I shake it, I break it. Just la 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 la. Murderer, I be the hard stepper. Murderer, excuse me, Mr. Officer. Murderer, you know me like it like that. Murderer, I be the hard stepper. Murderer, I be the heartbreaker. Murderer, excuse me, Mr. Officer. Murderer, you know me like it like that. Murderer, I be the
I can't pause it anywhere. This is too much of a jam song, you know what I mean? He's like, are we still going or what? Like, there's a part of me and live improvising. That's what I'm saying. I had a feeling that this was just artistic jamming. You know what I mean? Like they just were freestyling half of what was happening here. When he started singing that murderer song, I started thinking about how I don't know why Ren is like the only white boy that I have never. Like anytime he does anything that's like somewhat reminds me of like what people would get killed for like cultural appropriation, I love it that he does it. You know what I mean? There's never a moment where I'm like, he probably shouldn't do that. You know, sometimes you look at people sideways, you're like, I feel like you're just trying to take advantage of a culture or something that you don't really understand or know or love. But Ren, you never get that vibe or feeling from him. No matter which genre he bends into, you're like, it's because he loves it. You know what I mean? Like you just can't help it. And that's not even a Stan saying that. It's just like seeing what's happening. You know what I mean? That's not me being a Stan. That's me just observing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's different, man. He is so special. He really is. I could talk almost everybody on this that we talk about on this channel. I could probably talk about for hours. There's a whole range of merch with the Johnny's Wrong theme. Paul, there's one of the things we were talking about last night. Yeah, the Johnny Fox knot, the Johnny You're Wrong merch. There's probably a good one. There's probably a handful of good ones we could probably do. The Johnny You're Wrong is probably one of my favorites though, because I get a kick out of that shit every time. Yes, it's a jam freestyle, absolutely. Thanks, Steve, for reminding everybody to click the thumbs up. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with not being able to like provide comments during the actual live stream. Somebody also told me that I accidentally also just like cut the live stream off like mid-sentence, and that's not on purpose. I always thought that I was saying goodbye and kind of giving myself a little like, okay, now sit here and wait, and then kick off. But apparently I wasn't doing all that, so I want to thank you guys for letting me know that I was just popping off all crazy like that. But I want to review this chat one more time. I feel like I maybe missed a couple of them. Johnny loves Angelina's voice. Lygia, he will certainly revisit her again soon. When are you going to check Angelina Jordan? Yes, we need to do her. Well, technically, she kind of falls into the independent artist too, and she also kind of falls into Women Who Rock. So I tell you what, Lygia, that if you come back on Wednesday on the live stream and the Women Who Rock Wednesday, we are going to get into a little bit of unorthodox Women Who Rock on Wednesday. So we are going to check out some Florence and the Machine, and I think we could probably add Angelina Jordan to the list. And I will tell you this already too, that I'm already planning on doing another reaction for her, and we'll have another one out for her this week as well. So we will double down on Angelina this week. We'll hit her on the live stream on Wednesday because she is a Woman Who Rocks, and because of what she does, you know, the barefoot princess right there. She already rocks pretty hard for just that thing alone right there. So we will hit her on live stream on Wednesday. So we'll do a live reaction to Angelina. We're going to hit Florence and the Machine, and I got a couple other ones I think already kind of lined up from you guys too that I think we have a handful to get to on Wednesday. So the plan would be to hopefully to try to get through a handful on Wednesday. But hey, you know, if anybody else shows up again, we have to shut down production and make sure that we appreciate our guests that show up on the show. And I want to say thank you to all my moderators, Pixie, Steve, Aaron, Maul. I don't think I forgot anybody tonight. You guys have always been fantastic. I always want to appreciate you guys so much. And everybody else who has stopped by today, Dale, I think Chad was in here early, Elsie, I hope you guys have a great night. Everybody who swung by today, appreciate you guys, and all the love and support. I think you're going to jet out for the evening. Aaron, yep, going to get out for the evening. And yes, Lydia, we will hit up Angelina on Wednesday. And like I said, if you've been paying attention today, these live streams, man, That's where the long reactions happen. That's where like the 30 minutes on one one video happens. Yeah, we get to talking on here. You know, it helps when there's some of the chat going too. It helps drive some of the conversation. So I definitely like doing it on here. So I am going to go ahead and just say thank you again one more time. I'm going to give my salute to everybody and say I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day/evening. I will see you guys live on Wednesday. I'm going to get to work on getting some of these reactions out here very, very shortly. And I'm going to give it just a few more seconds before I cut this thing off. So that way everybody can kind of say their goodbyes, because I hate the fact that I was doing that. And I definitely didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure I say goodbye to everybody. Your guitar player and singer. Hope you have a great night. Paul, Dale, all of you guys, Elsie, Liglia, all of everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by from Brazil today. It means so much that you did. It does. I'm probably butchering your name, but I appreciate you so much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I am going to sign out right now. And a 5, 4, 3, 2. We are slowing it down just to make sure that it's not fucking up. Everybody have a great evening. Everybody have a great